Hello everyone, welcome back to Edumon Tutorials. My name is Srinitya and I'm going to be teaching you engineering drawing. In this video, before we discuss the main topic, we shall discuss how to divide a line. Let us say you are given a line of 10 centimeters and asked to divide it into two equal parts. We are going to do that by dividing 10 with 2 and we get 5. So each part is going to be 5 centimeters. So from here we're going to mark at 5 centimeters and that will be and that is how we'll divide this line. So this is 1 and this is 2. So we have divided it into two equal parts. But it may not always be this easy to divide a line into two equal parts. Since 10 is an easy number to divide with, we have done it very easily. Let us say we have to divide 11 centimeter line into 6 parts. So then we have to do 11 by 6, which is going to be 1.833. So that is 1.83 bar. So it is very difficult to locate 1.3 bar on the scale. Maybe the first time we'll locate it and like round it off and locate it. But locating it again and again to divide it into 6 equal parts is going to be difficult. So instead we are going to use this method. So first I have drawn a line of 11 centimeters. Next, from this point, I'm going to draw a line of any angle downward, preferably an acute angle, like this. Now on this line we are going to choose a number that is divisible easily by 6. So let us say 12. We can easily divide 12 into 6 parts, that is by taking each part as 2 units. So I'm going to mark 12 and then I'm going to divide it into 6 parts, that is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and 12. So this we have easily divided it into 6 parts. Now we are using this, we are going to divide this. So what we are going to do is the last point, we are going to join it with the last point of the given line, like this. And then we are going to keep the drafter parallel to this line and draw lines from these points, like this. And that's how we have divided the given line also into 6 equal parts. And if you measure and check, you will have the same, that is 1.83 exact measurement for each part, which we wouldn't have easily be able to done if we would have measured with scale and divided. So this is one method of dividing lines and we're going to be using this method while drawing scales. In the previous video we have discussed about types of scales, that is plane scale, diagonal scale, comparative scale, vernier scale and scale of chords. In this video we will discuss about all these scales. A plane scale. A plane scale consists of a line divided into a suitable number of equal parts or units. The first one, that is the first part, is subdivided into smaller parts. Let us look at an example. This is an example of plane scale. That is, the definition says don't worry about these calculations and everything. We will discuss how to draw this. But let us just compare with the definition. The plane scale consists of a line divided into a suitable number of equal parts. So although the definition says a plane scale consists of a line, here we do not take a line, instead we take a rectangle of a small width because we need to represent dimensions within it. If we would have taken just one line, it would be difficult to represent smaller dimensions and hence we use a small width. So this can be 5 to 6 mm or smaller, or as your teacher suggests. So that is the first point. And the second point is the first one is subdivided into smaller parts. That is, the first part of the the first part of the scale, plane scale, will be divided into smaller parts. The main scale is divided into equal parts, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. In this question, it's divided into 4 equal parts. And the first one is divided into smaller parts. That is, the first part of the scale will represent the smallest unit the scale is showing. And every alternative part, you have to represent the smaller unit. And this will represent the smallest unit. Since these have only 4 parts, only one part is showing the smaller unit. If there were more, then this part also would have been shaded. Let us discuss this question. Construct a scale of 1:4 to show centimeter and long enough to show up to 5 decimeters. Whenever we see a question of scales, we must first identify 2 things. That is, first one, representative fraction RF, which is a ratio. So that is this 1:4. And we must identify the maximum length that is to be measured. So that is long enough to show up to 5 decimeters. So this will be the maximum length to be measured. So those are the 2 things you have to identify. While solving this question, we must write these down. That is, RF is given in the question, that is 1/4. Maximum length of the scale also is given in the question, that is 5 decimeters. The length of the scale, that is, so this is what we have to calculate in the answer. That is, length of the scale is equal to RF into maximum length. RF into maximum length. So that is 1/4 into 5 decimeters. So now the 2 units that are given in this question are centimeters and decimeters. So we need to know the conversions. That is, 1 decimeter is equal to 10 centimeters. So that is 1/4 into 5 into 10. So that is equal to 50/4. That is equal to 12.5 centimeters. So this, we have found the length of the scale. So now I'm going to draw a line of 12.5 centimeters. So I have drawn a line of 12.5 centimeters, and we have discussed the line. The scale cannot just be a line, so I'm going to give it some width of 5 to 6 mm. And then I'm going to complete the rectangle. So this is our scale. Now we need to divide this into 5 parts. So in order to do that, we are going to use the concept of dividing a line into equal parts. That is 12. We need to divide 12.5 into 5 parts. So it is going to be complicated. So let us choose a number that is easily divisible by 5. That is 10. So 10/5 equals 2. So we'll choose 10. So what we'll do is, we'll take any acute angle of 10 centimeters and divide this line into 5 parts. So that is 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. And we are going to join this point to this point. And then fix your drafter. So we are going to draw lines parallel to this line. So we have divided the given 12.5 into 5 equal parts. So let us represent that. As we discussed, the first part of the scale will represent the smaller units, and the 0 will start from here, not here. So I'm going to mark it 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. and alternate parts will have shaded lines. So I have shaded alternate parts using a 2H pencil. Now the first part is divided further. So that is, our conversion was 1 decimeter is equal to 10 centimeters. That is 10 parts. So we have to divide this first part into 10 parts, because the smallest unit here is centimeters, and that is 10. So 10 parts. So now we have to divide this line, which measures something around 2.5, into 10 equal parts. We are going to use the same concept on how to divide a line. Now we can draw an acute angle downward, but we have already divided this line downward. So let us take an angle upward so that there won't be any confusion. So I have drawn a line of 5 centimeters, which also can be divided into 10 centimeters upward. And now I'm going to divide this equally into 10 centimeters. And I'm going to join the last point to the last point of this. And I'm going to fix my drafter parallel to the last line. And I'm going to draw all the lines from all the points. So bring these lines down. So now this further got divided. I'm going to shade alternatively. So this scale now represents a maximum length of up to 5 decimeters. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decimeters. And the first part of it also shows centimeters. That is 1 decimeter is equal to 10 centimeters. That is, there are 10 parts here. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if the question now asks to locate any measurement, let us say 3.7 decimeter. So how we are going to do that on this scale is, so the main measurement is decimeter. So that is 3 decimeters. So that is 1, 2, 3. 3.7. So the 0.7 we are going to mark here. So that is 0 to 5, 5, 6, 7. So this, from here we are going to draw a line. And from 3 we are going to draw a line. That will be your 3.7 decimeter. Decimeters. So this is an example of plane scale. We also need to draw titles here saying this is a decimeter and this is centimeter. Like this, centimeters, decimeters. Next scale, that is diagonal scale. A diagonal scale is used for representing minute distances or when measurements are required in 3 units, such as yard, feet, and inch. Let us take a look at an example. This is an example of a diagonal scale question. So the calculations are similar, that is, the RF will be given in the question, maximum length will be given in the question, and we have to calculate the length of the scale, that is RF into maximum length, 3 by 200 into 6. And depending on the question, you have to convert. So here this is meter, so into 100 centimeters, and we have 9 centimeters, which is the length of the scale, that is this. So now in diagonal scales, we are representing 3 dimensions, not 2 dimensions. So that is, in this question, it is centimeters, meters, and decimeters. So, okay, so if it was in plane scale, what we have done is basically, we have taken one, that is, this is going to represent one dimension, and this will represent one dimension. Like this one part is going to represent a dimension, that is centimeters or meters. And this width didn't have much anything to do. It was just so that these representations would be visible. But here we are going to take a larger width. This part is also going to represent, that is, we are going to divide this also into equal parts. That is going to represent one dimension. This first part is anyways going to represent one dimension, and the length will represent one dimension. So then we have 3 dimensions. That's why diagonal scales look much bigger. So now this length you can decide according to the question, or you can keep it standard for all your questions, or you can also see according to how your teacher says. Next we have comparative scales. Comparative scales, basically there will be 2 scales. Both the scales will have the same RS. So those scales can be plane scales or diagonal scales. So they can either be separately drawn or drawn one above the other. Next we have vernier scales. Vernier scales are used for reading small units with great accuracy, very similar to diagonal scales. And in vernier scale there will be a primary scale and a vernier. This is an example of a vernier scale, that is, there will be a primary scale, that is one full scale, and again the calculations are same. A full scale, that will be equally divided throughout, not alternatively. And we'll have a vernier which is going to lie just above the scale. The last one is scale of chords. It is used for measuring angles when there is no protractor. This scale of chords, that is, as the name suggests, is used for measuring angles. We can also use the drafter to measure angles. So thank you so much for watching. This brings us to the end of Unit 1. So far we have discussed introduction, dimensioning, lettering, various types of lines. We have discussed scales. We have discussed some theory part. And next topic, that is Unit 2, is curves, which we will discuss in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.